Hello everyone, welcome to Intellipaat's live webinar on how to become an AWS certified professional from non-IT background. Today's webinar will be conducted by Mr. Sanjay Sharma, who is an AWS solution architect professional, training consultant, and a subject matter expert. He has more than 20 years of experience in the field of corporate training. He has strong expertise in AWS cloud computing, VMware data center virtualization, and cybersecurity. In addition, he has conducted many online webinars on a large platform over cloud computing. So guys, let's welcome Mr. Sanjay into the session. Sir, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. My name is Sanjay Sharma, and I welcome you to the session on cloud computing. How to become an AWS certified professional from a non-IT background. So sometimes people think we are from non-IT backgrounds. Will it work for us or not? Definitely, it depends on you. Because if you are from the non-IT background, everyone is on the same platform. If somebody has some experience, and the cloud computing platform is new for everyone. And the agenda for the session is pretty straight. We are going to discuss about introduction of AWS, concept of AWS, how good is AWS as a career choice, and how to become an AWS expert from a non-IT background, right? And in the last, at the end of the session, we are going to conduct a question and answer session. If you have any question related to the course, you may ask questions, right? This is great. And first of all, I'm just going to give some introduction about AWS. As you know, AWS is a public cloud platform, and it is known for public cloud computing. And we have very few number of public cloud platform, popular public cloud platform, and AWS is number one, no doubt about that. So if you talk about the share of AWS, it goes around 60 to 60% throughout the world. So you might have heard actually the name of this AWS. AWS stands for Amazon Web Services. As we know, these days, cloud computing is for every use, especially in the field of IT. Even all major companies either migrated their physical infrastructure over the cloud, or they are in a process to do so. And such kind of changes are being seen because of advantages of cloud computing over the traditional IT infrastructure. It means here one thing is very clear. Cloud computing is now necessary to learn for every IT professional or people somehow connected with the cloud services. Nowadays, cloud computing is being used almost in every field. So some good examples we have, such as education, IT infrastructure, software development, entertainment industry, e-commerce, medical field, research and development, and many other fields can be mentioned. In addition, with the help of cloud computing, it would be easier for us to implement and use fields like artificial intelligence and machine learning, where huge data as an input is required. Today, AWS cloud computing is known for high availability, resiliency, agility, durability, and performance. So if you're talking about, the introduction of cloud computing, so people are just a little confused to take the definition of cloud computing, or sometimes we ask them, what is a cloud computing? Some people say this is a storage. Some people say this is a database. Some people say it's basically the servers. So every definition could be a partial definition, but the easiest term, cloud computing, defines storing and accessing data and programs over the internet from a remote location. And we are using internet on cloud computing. In other words, cloud computing term is used for delivery of hosted services over the internet. So AWS defines the definition its own way. It refers to the on-demand delivery of IT resources and application via the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing model. As per the pay-as-you-go pricing model, cloud providers charges on per hour basis. We have different schemes for the different plans. On demand, you can pay for the resources, and you can buy resources for a long-term period, like 1 year, 3 year. You get a very handsome discount on that. Let's say if I'm talking about on-demand pricing. So if you use a resource for 2 hours, the cloud computing providers, let's say AWS, will charge only for 2 hours. Now, this way you can control billing amount. If services are not required, you can stop those resources anytime. We will see all these things later in detail. So, but why do we need a cloud? So this is a question actually, because of the benefits. So today we see the number of cloud computing platforms are available, just like AWS, Google, MS Azure. So, but definitely AWS is number one. So because why AWS is number one? Because of a global infrastructure, right? So, and one more thing I would like to say, one of the major reason why the huge number of small scale and large scale business sectors from all over the world are using cloud today is because of tremendous effect of the tremendous effect on cost saving. Yes, this is really true. So cloud computing has made a drastic change in the reduction of hardware, software, and their cost, and other several resources as well. We can run all our workloads, data, application, and processes online over the internet remotely instead of using the physical hardware and software. So these days we are not using. So, or if we are means some companies are using definitely some legacy infrastructure, but they are also planning to switch on cloud computing because of tremendous benefits we have on cloud computing. Day-to-day issues related to the server maintenance or the installation of the softwares, hardware, or whether it is a renewal of the license, all those factors are undertaken by the cloud computing service providers. Cloud not only handles the data storage remotely, right? You just try to understand, but it also protects recovers all crashes or lost data. So we won't have to worry about the crashes or the loss of data. It gives high security. We have a number of cloud benefits like flexibility, controlled capital expenditure, data accessibility, security, resiliency, performance, high availability, or you can say business continuity or disaster recovery. So this way we have a long list of benefits in cloud computing. And this is the reason why the public people or companies are now adopting cloud computing. So in cloud computing, AWS is number one. In AWS, so it is span out almost in 26 regions. So all over the world, we have almost 26 regions as of now. Region is a basically geographical location, right? In every region, we have multiple availability zone, and availability zone is a group of data center. So more than 84 availability zone as of now we have in AWS global infrastructure, right? And this is a huge number. And every single availability zone is a group of data center. So this AWS is present in more than 245 countries and territories. Just try to understand the size of this this global infrastructure. And one more thing I want to show you. Let me just give me a minute. Let me tell you, I think this will definitely excite you, right? Let me see, where is that one? Definitely this will excite you, because you will see I need to show you one map so that you will see, and it's incredible. Yeah, I can show you. Here you go. This you can see. This is the globe. This is the globe of AWS global infrastructure. So in this globe, if you see, these yellow color dots are regions, and around this region, these blue color dots are availability zones, and these purple color dots are edge locations. So these edge locations are available almost in every major city. And this way, one edge location to another edge location, one availability zone to another availability zone, one region to another region. So it is connected. And all these connectivity is provided by AWS. So this is the property of AWS, right? And not only this, from the oceans, from one continent to another continent through oceans. So these locations, these regions are connected. And these connectivity is highly resilient. So if one link fails, you have multiple other links to reach another end. And side by side, you can also see here, this is a region. Within the region, you have multiple availability zone, and every availability zone is a group of data center. Do you see? And these purple color blocks are basically mini data center. These are known as edge locations. Sometimes we call them point of presence. Okay, this is good. So this was basically, I was talking about the global infrastructure. So this is the global infrastructure of AWS, and this is tremendous. So if you see the size of AWS global infrastructure, I do not find any alternate of this. So Amazon Web Service is the world's most comprehensive and broadly used cloud platform. And this is the reason. So AWS global infrastructure is built to deliver the cloud services with the highest quality and performance. And AWS provides the services throughout the world. As I said you, it is available more than 245 countries and territories. AWS Cloud, which we see in AWS console, is built around region and availability zone. So more than 84 availability zones as of now we have. And in coming years, in coming days, you will see few more availability zones and regions. Even in India, we have right now Mumbai, but very soon you will see one more region in Hyderabad. AWS is offering more than 200 fully featured services from their data centers globally. AWS has millions of customers, including startups, largest enterprises, and leading government agencies. AWS is trusted over 1 million customers of all types. And if you're talking about the major and minor services in AWS platform, we have more than 1,500 services, and it is for every use, right? Whether means you can use all these services. This is a very big platform, and this is usable for almost every field. This is good for machine learning. This is good for artificial intelligence. This platform can also be used in IoT. This platform can be used for business intelligence. Now, this platform is a good platform for application developers or for architects, right? For the security providers, for database engineers. So this is incredible. Now, the people trust AWS infrastructure because it is more agile and available at low cost. So AWS cloud computing platform is large collection of services, and services are divided into groups. So if you see, let's say, I don't know, means you have idea or not, but if you open AWS cloud computing platform, you would see number of services we have. Let me show you. Okay, just let me, I can show you. This is a AWS management console, and these are list of services. Can you see? These are the list of services. So more than 200 services we have. And this is a group of service. Let's say this is the compute group of service. Within this, you have EC2, Lightsail, Lambda, Batch, Elastic Beanstalk. So every single word is a service here. And we have a services for containers like ECS, ECR. We have services for storages. We have different kind of storages in AWS. We have object storages. We have, block storage and file system storage as well. We have large number of storages. And not only this, you can connect your on-prem storage with AWS using storage gateway, right? We have large number of databases. And you can find the services for almost every use, not only the security, identity, and compliance. You can also see for cost management, media services, you have for application integration, machine learning, and for even IoTs. Can you see? So these all are the groups. Good. So we saw that this is the good thing. So This is incredible. Now, let's say I'm talking about the EC2. EC2 is what? EC2 is a elastic compute cloud. So this is a service which comes under compute resource or the compute group, which comes under the compute group. Using elastic compute cloud, you can create and manage virtual machines. And virtual machines in AWS is known as EC2 instance. EC2 is a service name and instance is a virtual machine. So we call it as an EC2 instance. And every virtual machine has multiple components, just like AMI, Elastic Block Store, security group, or we have EBS volumes, right? We have, instance type. So large number of components are there. We have 4-5 components. So making all these components together, we make a virtual machine, right? So EC2 is a very significant service. So in EC2, you will learn about the load balancing. What is the load balancing? Load balancing provides the fault tolerance as well as high availability. And we have auto scaling. Auto scaling is what? If it is needed, number of machines will increase or number of machines will decrease on the basis of the condition you provide. So scale in and scale out can be done in a few seconds if you have administrative knowledge of AWS. That can be done through the EC2. EC2 is incredible. Second, let's say I'm talking about the next service is RDS. RDS is a database service. In a database service, this is for structured database. In this, we have large number of database support like Oracle, MySQL, MS SQL, Aurora, PostgreSQL, right? So all these database engines supports in RDS. So you can choose anyone, depend on your use case or the project, you can choose anyone and you can create RDS instance. So here also you are using the different machine for database. And not only you are creating in a database simple instance, if you want, you can create a read replicas as well. And those read replicas can be in the same region or a different region to distribute the load of your database. So these database servers can be created as a public machine or can be work as a backend server with the application. And this is an incredible thing if you are just creating multi-tier architecture in AWS, right? So we have large number of options here. In RDS, we have a new service called AWS Aurora, which is just developed by AWS. And Aurora also is a RDBMS database engine. And this is a only kind of service in which you can provision the server or you can use it as a serverless service. So you can use it as a serverless service. So what is basically the serverless service? I will explain later on in the training. But without provisioning a server, you can use RDBMS, Aurora database engine, right? Yeah, this is storage service. So in the storage service, we have S3. S3 is an object level storage, and sometimes it is known as storage over the internet. Storage over the internet, and it's object level storage. So if you want, you can also mount S3 storage with your virtual machines using storage gateway, right? And the incredible thing is, this is it provides you limitless space, unlimited space you have. By the way, this is a global service. So from any region, you can access this service, correct? And you can use with the other services too. You can use with the EC2 instances, and you can access this with the access on internet. And without provisioning a server, if you want to host a static website, so without a server, you can host a static website. You can publish a static website using S3. Incredible. So in AWS free tier account, definitely you have some limited resources, but those resources are enough if you are learning. AWS provide AWS account free of cost for 1 entire year. And this platform that you're getting free of cost and the people are working professionally. So both platforms are same. So means you will not have a different platform for learning. You are working on a same platform. This is an incredible thing AWS provides. And the most valuable thing in AWS is documentation, right? What you have to learn. So we have to learn the features of services. In S3, the disaster recovery, you can configure your database for data for the disaster recovery. You can replicate your data from one region to another region. You can maintain the life cycle of your data. And even S3, you have a different storage classes to store data, to save the cost of your stored data. And not only this, you can also store our data for a long duration. You can store a data for, let's say, 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 5 year, even 10 years. So at very low cost, if you want to archive your data, you can replace your tape drives in your data center with S3. And the service is known as Glacier, S3 Glacier. Incredible features. So it is providing versioning, it is providing replication, it is providing lifecycle management, it is providing logging, it is providing event control, right? Everything. So, and most valuable thing is you have unlimited storage in S3. Okay, so a lot of things are there. And the security point of view, you can encrypt your data also while it is in transit or it is in rest. So how good is AWS as a career choice? So by the way, the career point of view, as I told you, we have number of opportunities. So I'm just going to show you one diagram. Let me tell you, I think that will help you to understand. Let's say this is the diagram, and I'm going to show you this. Can you see this? This is incredible. I just created only for the people who wish to join actually AWS. In this, so it starts exactly from where you can start. This is for the freshers, and this is for some working professionals. And these are the some prerequisite to start this training. So you must have little idea about the concepts of TCP/IP, and if you know about the Windows or Linux, it's good. We are also providing free of cost Linux classes, because how much Linux is required in order to work on Linux, work on AWS, that much of Linux we are providing free of cost here, right? So you will take free classes in this particular course, and you will have little idea about the security essentials as well as the basics of database. And if you don't have any idea about the database, so we will teach here about the databases from the scratch. What is a structured database? What is a non-structured database? What is a semi-structured database? What is the comparison, and how it is different from one database to another database? And finally, we just reach here because as we know that the virtualization is a backbone of AWS, right? So what is the virtualization, and what is the difference between your physical machine and a virtual machine? And what are the advantages, what you can do with the virtual machine? And we are just also giving the concept of data center virtualization. So we have multiple components in data center virtualization. We have number of features. So we will talk about all these terms in our course. And secondly, the container, this is a second level of virtual machine. Because we know about the virtual machine, the container also is a lightweight virtual machine. So how actually the container is different from virtual machine? What are the advantages of containers? And in which cases we can use containers? And secondly, we have a Kubernetes, which is a tool to orchestrate containers. If you are dealing with a large number of containers, you can manage those containers using Kubernetes, right? And here we have the certification. So this is the certification of AWS. So your journey starts with AWS Solution Architect Associate level. And if you want to become a database engineer, you can be AWS Database Security Specialist, DevOps professional, You can be a migration specialist, right? So number of verticals we have. It depend on your interest. It depend on your experience. It depend on your let's say if you have a very strong background in programming, so you would definitely will prefer to go in DevOps. And if you are good in architecting, or if you are good in networking, you can go for some AWS Solution Architect Associate and Professional. But when you enter into AWS, so this is the very first course that everyone has to do, AWS Solution Architect Associate level. And these are some role-based jobs that you have, like Cloud Architect, and so this is the Senior Cloud Network Engineer, Database Engineer, Security Specialist, and Senior Developer, and Data Architect Engineer. So these are the ultimate goals you can decide, you can reach here using this one. So this is an incredible thing that I just, created it. And it has been basically, the people are appreciating the way we just providing them this information. So we have some question. Definitely they, Prabhu, I think you can speak to Intellipaat people and they can definitely help you, right? They can definitely help you. Now, not only this, we have other number of things that we can see. Just a minute. Yes. So I was talking about how good is AWS as a carrier. So you have n number of options. You have n number of options. So this is the best computing platform. The term cloud computing span a range of classification types, architecture models. So this networked computing model has transformed how we work. So you are likely already using the cloud, but the cloud isn't one thing. The cloud computing can be categorized into multiple categories as that I just defined you. You can be a DevOps, you can be a network engineer, you can be a professional architect, correct or not? So this is the thing. Now, the next is how good is AWS as a career choice, as I already spoke to you, because in different countries, we have the different requirements. And according to the survey, and if you see some online jobs portal, so you will find the AWS on the top. AWS definitely on the top. And you can see the large number of AWS professionals are required. The only thing is companies are not getting professional ready in the market. They are seeking, deliberately, means they are just seeking a professional people for their job roles. So but still, yeah, a lot of requirements are there. And while you're learning actually AWS, so you must have idea about multiple technologies on this. You have the large number of services to learn, and you will definitely get a very good options here. Okay, no doubt. So career pathway, if you want to make your career in cloud computing, there are a number of significant factors behind it. That is already cleared. So being a cloud computing certified opens many opportunity for landing a good and high paying careers. It grows credibility, which helps you to grow in your career. And you can select your career path in cloud computing. You could be a cloud consultant, DevOps cloud engineers, data science engineers, cloud reliability engineer, cloud infrastructure engineer, cloud security engineer, cloud architect. So cloud means AWS. So means instead of cloud, you can just assume that this is AWS. So how good is AWS computing as a career? So as I just detailed you, after the training and the certification, you can opt for a number of positions. Not only this, there are numerous benefits of opting for a career in cloud computing. It increases credibility. So you will have more job opportunities in your hand, where you are, whether you are a fresher or an experienced professional. So these certifications and the training develops your skills, develop your skill set. So these are the highest rated certification these days. Even if you are taking an example, AWS is accessible in more than 200 countries, 240 countries, right? As I explained you. And it has more than 1,500 major and minor services. Not only this, day by day, its popularity is being increased. And worldwide, it has more than 1 million active customers. Because as more the customers they have, you will have more chances to be AWS professional. So even in this COVID pandemic, cloud computing is adopted worldwide. Cloud has played a key role in maintaining activities during the outbreak. And with the employees working from home using the conferencing system and the remote access to their working tools. So cloud computing is becoming essential to cope with the crisis, and the scalability and elasticity of the cloud have proven the limitation of legacy application and infrastructure during the challenging times, right? So the cloud market is means AWS market is dominated. No doubt, AWS computing or cloud computing training and certifications are number one. And it is number one because of its features, services offered to the customers are incomparable. Correct or not? So guys, I think this is all from my side, because I cannot be stopped if I'm just saying the limitlessly. And if you just compare the salary structure, so salary structure in US and in India, it is basically compared here. This is good. So these are the certification. I was just telling you the certifications. So we have some certifications. So generally we start, the very first certification is cloud practitioner. Even if you are a fresher or you are an experienced people, you will start from AWS solution architect if you are new for AWS, right? And then later on, you can choose your vertical, correct? We have some questions. Shubhankar, the only condition is if you have proper knowledge about AWS in that case. And in order to learn AWS, you need to invest some time. And once you have a proper knowledge, definitely you will get break, right? Thank you. Ram Kumar, what is the requirement of AWS networking? Do we need to be network guy before learning it? For AWS networking, the very first requirement is AWS Solution Architect Associate level. And once this certification is completed, you can go for AWS networking. In order to understand AWS networking, all concepts to learn AWS networking, or you can say network specialty. So basically, the vendor will provide the information. Means the person who gives the training, they provide the information. So early, you do not require any CCNA or CCNP course, correct, Ram Kumar? Along with the AWS, what I suggest, you must have a little knowledge about shell scripting, and you can learn within a day or two, not more than that. So if you invest even a single day, you can learn very easily scripting language, right? Very simple, very simple. You do not require any Python or Go or Ruby. No, such kind of languages are not required. These languages are only required if you want to be a developer. If you want to be a developer, if you want to be a programmer using AWS, in that case, these programmings are required. But for AWS Solution Architect, definitely these programming languages are not necessary, right? Right, Vinod? Right, Bibin? Having 12-year experience in MS.NET technology, which cloud specialties suits me? Yes, this is a very good question he's asking, because this guy is coming from a very rich background, Vinod. Vinod, you can go for DevOps engineering. The first of all, you have to do this AWS Solution Architect, and after that, you can go for DevOps, developer. AWS DevOps, correct, Vinod? Yeah. Shubhankar, you have 8+ experience in mainframe, which is suitable. Mainframe, I think you are talking about, I have no idea about the mainframe. I think this is a IBM product, if I'm correct. So I think this is good. The DevOps side is a good for you, Shubhankar. After AWS Solution Architect Associate level, you can also go for DevOps. I got it. I got it. Thank you. Supriya, how good is learning Google Cloud for job and future career? It is probability of getting job. It is as compared to AWS, the chances of getting jobs in Google Cloud is very dim, very low, right? As compared to AWS, no doubt about that. Even you can just go there and see online, you can find fact easily. So if you want to make your career in cloud computing, the very first platform is AWS. You should learn AWS. It provides you almost every technology, every technical term. It will train you in order. So once you have the knowledge of AWS, you can easily work on even a Google Cloud with some simple inputs, right? Supriya. Okay. Lara Sanmola, I have few idea of Linux. How do I come into AWS? You have an idea of Linux. It's a great. So people are joining without idea of Linux. If you have an idea of Linux, it's a great. It's a good thing. You can easily manage it, right? Lara. Okay. Pranitha, I'm from production support background. So what would be the path to divide? Pranitha, as I told you, if you want to make your career in cloud computing, especially in AWS, so the very first certification is AWS Solution Architect Associate level. And later on, you can just go further. What about iOS Professional? And which would be the better in cloud computing? Okay. So will you please elaborate, Veera? Veera, will you please elaborate what experience you have? Yeah. So for you, you have a good option to first of all, just go for AWS Solution Architect. And after that, you can go for DevOps Associate level, right? DevOps. Aditya. So currently working in IBM and as IT infrastructure specialist, I have 3 years experience. I have working knowledge in RHEL, Red Hat Enterprise Linux, and shell scripting. I'm not good in programming. Do you know Ansible? Aditya, Ansible. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. This is a good thing, Aditya. So this is good for you. You know Ansible, and it is easy for you to know about the Terraform also. So once you complete your AWS Solution Architect Associate level, you can put some efforts to develop your skills in Ansible and Terraform. You can have a very good opportunity. Correct? Yes. Right. Supriya, I think I was missing your question. So learning script language, very important. No, it is not very important. It is very easy to understand and it is very easy to learn. I'm saying only the 1 day effort is needed. 1 day effort, I think you can put to learn a new thing. Supriya, yes. RJ is writing, I'm from communication background, 10 years in wireless field. Okay, wireless communication. So are you from telecom or from computer wireless field? This is not clear. Telecom, Motorola solution. Yes, you are from the telecom. So for you, AWS Solution Architect is best. So you will not have any programming background, right? So you can go for, first of all, AWS Solution Architect, and laterly you can go for some professional courses. Yes, I know that. I'm also from electronics and communication side, but I have more than 20 years of experience in this field. What are the skills needed? If I go for SysOps, if you want to go for SysOps and then for security, so you must have little idea about the system administration of Windows Server and system administration of Linux server. And Aditya, I know that you are good in RHEL. You are good in Red Hat Enterprise Linux, right? I'm also RSCE and RSCSS, right? Security specialist. I'm also as a security specialist in Red Hat. So I do understand if you have the very strong background, you can go for AWS Solution Architect and go for SysOps. This is done, right? This can be done. Very nice, very nice. Very good conversation is going on. Sir, what is the role of IIT Madras or IIT Roorkee in certification? Yeah, I'm just waiting for my colleague.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all enjoying the session, and I thank you so much, Mr. Sanjay, for this wonderful session here. And I'm one of the course advisor here at Intellipaat, myself, Mohammed Burhan, and I would be helping you with the programs and training courses which we offer, and all the details according to it. If you, as a student, has a career perspective to start your career and journey towards cloud, no matter despite being whatever background you're coming from, our programs will surely help you achieve the respective goal. And we have multiple courses here, so depending upon your profile, your interest, as well as the time investment what we have, we can guide you ahead and we can help you with the programs. So I will walk you through the individual courses first. Now, Intellipaat, let me introduce ourselves. I mean, as an organization, we are an online training institute. We have been there in the industry for more than 10 plus years. We have been providing corporate training for many companies and delivering online professional courses delivered by industry experts like Mr. Sanjay himself. So we, as an organization, we have collaborated with many MNCs and corporates. You can see multiple examples here: Microsoft, IBM. We have many universities like IIT Madras, IIT Roorkee, IIT Guwahati, and so on. We'll specifically focus on the cloud programs here as we're on the session for the same. So I will show you through the certification courses which we offer individually, and I'll also tell you about the university programs which are there, which might be within your expectation and match your profile and the qualifications too. Now, we discussed a lot about the AWS Solutions Architect certification, which is a stepping stone for any individual, despite being coming from a non-IT background, coming from an IT background into development, testing, or towards IT infra, or coming from telecom or any specific domain. If you're starting your career in cloud, getting started with AWS and Solutions Architect would be a very wise choice. So we have one individual certification program. I'll walk you through this, and then I'll give you the better options we have for the university programs too, where these concepts would also be getting covered. So this is one of the certification courses what we have, that is for Solutions Architect Associate. So what we offer here is a certification training program. So the curriculum, the content, the entire details are all matching the certification guidelines. It's mentioned here as well, includes the SAA CO2 and CO1 according to the recent certification guidelines as per AWS. So this is Solutions Architect Associate. Now, Solutions Architect Associate is something which anybody can take up, no matter what background you're coming from. It's entirely into the architecture side where you deal with designing and implementing and providing solutions on cloud. So you understand about virtual machines, you understand about virtual networks, storage services, database services, everything. So cloud is nothing but so virtual environment where you can access the resources through internet. Correct. So you'll be learning about all of these things here, and it's completely from the scratch. So there is no prerequisite as such. However, if you do have some sort of understanding about networking or some basic understanding about operating system like Linux can be helpful and beneficial for you to have a better learning experience. But these concepts are also getting taught in the live lectures by our instructors before we start. So setting a good foundation is very important. And add-on advantage here is now Intellipaat's ranking for the cloud programs we deliver. We are featured on India Today as well. We are ranked to be the number one cloud program in India Today and India TV. There's an article here. If you click on it, you'll be redirected to the article and you can have a look into the same. And if I talk about the collaboration, so this is a NASCOM Future Skill accredited training. So I think many of you are aware about NASCOM. People coming from a technical IT background or BPO, you must have surely heard about NASCOM. NASCOM is a very large governing body in India. Since 1980s, they have established and they have around more than 40,000 plus companies under them. And NASCOM has gone through a training structure, the quality, the training exposure, the content materials, the projects, everything is matching the industry standards and the company's expectations. So they have verified a training. So it's a government approved training, and you also get a certification, which I will be sharing or I'll be showing it on the website eventually once we go through it. So yeah, now if I talk about the key highlights or the benefits of this particular program, now, this is entirely an online live instructor-led classes where we have more than 36 hours of instructor-led training, live interactive virtual classes, which would be conducted during the weekdays or during the weekends. We have both the options available, and it's highly interactive. You'll be connected on a similar platform like right now. And one benefit over there is you'll be able to communicate verbally also. You can speak up, unmute yourself, and communicate over there. And it's very highly interactive. So it's conducted from the basics till the advanced concepts. So this includes around 36 hours of live lectures and it'll be conducted during weekdays. One batch is available Tuesday to Friday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and 4 days a week in the morning, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. So if this batch doesn't work out, we also alternatively have another batch during the weekends on Saturday and Sunday, 8 p.m. to 11 p.m. in the evening. 3 hour session on Saturday and 3 hour session on Sunday. These are the two batches we have, and you can find the batch timings under the fee structure. So these are live lectures again, instructor-led classes where the trainer will teach you from the basics till the advanced concepts. And the instructor who is going to be delivering is a highly experienced individual, having 12, 15 plus years of minimum experience in the respective industry and having at least 5 plus years of domain experience and specializing in cloud or the respective subject you're going to be taking up. Apart from this, you also have 40 hours of self-paced videos. These are basically pre-recorded video tutorials where whatever the instructor is going to be teaching you in the live lectures, it's all going to be available for you in hand after you make the enrollment. Let's say if you purchase the course on the website, immediately you'll be given access to the entire program. You'll have access to the e-learning videos, more than 40 plus hours, and you'll also be having access to the materials, PPTs, ebooks, assignments, projects, exercises, everything well versed and completely available for you, which you can access from any location, any device, directly by logging into the credential which has been created by yourself while purchasing the course. So this is self-paced videos. Basically, everything is available here, even the 32 hours of projects and exercises. I'll show you the projects and exercises too, and I'll tell you about the certification also. If you keep scrolling down here, you can see the overview of the program, what things you will be learning in AWS, and according to the certification guidelines, which is as per the Associate Certification for Solutions Architect. And you can see few career transition examples mentioned here of our students who were successfully be able to get a hike in their salary after pursuing the cloud programs with us. And then we also have the skills and tools getting covered here. You can see it right now under the skills covered section. These are the services and tools which you'll be learning, and you can be able to see the tools to master what all things you'll be learning. I'll show you the curriculum part here. You can see. And like I said, there is no prerequisite for the program. Anybody who has a keen interest to start their career in cloud, despite whatever background or qualifications you have, you're most welcome to onboard with us. We'll start from the introduction to cloud and whatever service and deployment models are there, and we'll tell you about AWS, how they came into the market, what is the difference between other cloud platforms, what are the products they offer. Everything will be getting taught in a detailed fashion. And then we have the different modules as per the certification guideline for solutions architect. We'll teach you how to create your AWS account, launch a virtual machine on cloud through EC2, and then we'll have all the setup for the virtual lab over there. AWS offers 1 year free tier account and you'll have access to the same. So these are the concepts which is going to be getting covered as per the certification guidelines. You will have the Elastic Compute, EC2, we have load balancers, VPC, storage service, database service, IAM and application services, security services, and migration on cloud. How to migrate a local server or a local database entirely according to a solutions architect perspective. So these are the curriculum and courses included here. And if you scroll down, the one benefit what you get with Intellipaat is now if you are doing a training course on cloud, it's very highly important that not only you get the training aspect of it, you also need to get the practical exposure. So because if you are taking up or attending an interview, you need to be prepared for the technical part, because the interviewer is going to give you a problem statement and you need to have the ability to think logically and solve that particular problem. So having hands-on experience is very, very important here. All right. So you will get hands-on exposure for every module which you go through. So you'll have module-wise concepts. Every subject you learn theoretically in the lectures. The instructor will make sure that you'll be able to also be able to practically implement the same. Let's say if you talk about EC2, if you learn it theoretically, we'll practically teach you how to launch an EC2 instance on cloud. And similarly, if you check other modules, every module has a practical exposure. All right. So this is about hands-on experience. Now, once you connect all of these things together, now once you have a good understanding about every individual service and concepts, it's important for you to connect it in a real-time use case or a problem statement. So we have real-time projects conducted here. So once you have done with the training, there would be live industry oriented cases given to you under the guidance of the mentor. You'd be working on 1 or 2 projects, and you'll also be getting the real time exposure. So we have a deploying a multi-tab website for AWS. We have another project related to different domains. We have healthcare, banking, IT related production deployments. Multiple projects on cloud would be available to you, and you get real time experience. So if you add these things in your CV, you'd be qualified to clear the interview also, and you can show yourself as a technical person who has some sort of experience in cloud, and that's quite important. So this is one thing very important here. We have case studies and projects, which is something which you'll be getting exposure once you are almost getting done with the training, 90%. And then we have peer learning portals where you can interact with your peers. Let's say if you are joining a particular batch, there would be alumni of the particular batch, and you would be connected with your friends, and you can make new friends, form a good community, ask doubts and queries. All of those benefits would be here. Hackathon challenges and career services, you'll be notified with the job alerts and offers by the end of the 80% of completion of the training. Placement support would be also there. And if major announcements from our team, let's say if you have to submit a project or assignments, or if there is any sort of emergency report need to be provided to the students, all of that would be updated here. It's a virtual platform for interacting purpose. And you have a collaborative learning experience here. You can see there are multiple options, and you will be able to communicate class discussions. You can do make some connections here, and maybe have a good virtual learning experience. And that's very important while going through an online training. So this is the certification part. So you can see that there is a question from Aditya. So yeah, we were discussing about the certification. So Aditya, this is the certificate which would be issued to you by the end of the training. And this also mentions here it's a SSC NASSCOM aligned standards and also approved by the government. And let's talk about the global certification. Or if you want the global AWS certificate, you'll formally have to register for the examination from AWS. You have to pay the examination fees and you'll have to clear it. As you're aware, nobody can issue the global certificate directly, but you'll have to take up. Now the thing in the market is not every company is going to expect a global certification from you. It depends upon student perspective. Having a certification would surely be beneficial for you, but it's not mandatory. All right. So even this certificate, what you get from Intellipaat as well as from NASSCOM, is going to be more than sufficient enough for you to get recognized in the industry. And what matters the most is your technical experience, the practical exposure what you have, which is going to help you crack the interview. That part we are going to be helping out on the training itself. And Subhankar has a question, what may be the charges? So associate level certification cost is 150 US dollars. In INR, it would be approximately 11,000 rupees, you can see, depending upon the currency conversion and other aspects. 150 US dollars for associate level certifications. And for professional level, it would be 300 US dollars. Yeah, Mr. Prabhu, I hope that answers your query as well. You can see it's mentioned here, 150 US dollars for the associate level certification, and the practitioner is 100 US dollars. You don't need to go for the practitioner one. It's very foundational. Anyway, all the fundamentals will get covered here itself. And professional examination is 300 US dollars. These informations are available under the certification part of our website. So Aditya, what I'm saying is you would be trained and very much prepared for the industry's requirement to clear and crack an interview, and to qualify to apply for a job. You also have a certification from Intellipaat as well as a NASSCOM government approved certification. This one which is able to be displayed here. And talking about the global certification, that is something which if you need, you can appear for. It's not mandatory because not every company is going to expect you to have a global certification, because there are many individuals who are working 4 or 5 years in the industry and they have done a professional course and got real-time exposure based on which they are able to apply for a job. And what happens in many companies, once you start your career in cloud, in a period of 1 or 2 years or maybe in a few months itself, your company might pay for the exam fees and ask you to appear for it. That benefits will also be there. Now it's entirely upon your interest. If you're willing to invest 150 US dollars, having a global certification is always a beneficial for you to get recognized. But what I'm saying is it's not mandatory. I hope that's clear. Yeah. Okay, great, perfect. So yeah, so that's all about the AWS certification course what we have, and that's for Solutions Architect Associate. And you can find all the information here. And if I talk about the fee structure, you can see the details. It is online training, and we have self-paced mode of learning as well. One benefit about Intellipaat training courses, which I want to mention prior itself, is the entire course access would be valid for lifetime. So when I say lifetime, that's not only for the self-paced materials or the videos what we give, and that's including the online live sessions, which means you have the privilege to attend as many batches you want for lifetime with Intellipaat certification courses. All right. So that's one of the main advantage here, because not every university or institute offers you this privilege. They give you access for the self-paced materials, but not for the live lectures. Let's say if you want to attend the weekday and weekend classes, or if you want to take up the weekend batches, and after 2 months, if you want to again repeat the training just for your better learning experience or revising the concept with another batch, you're most welcome to do it. You'll not be charged anything additional. So this would be a one-time investment what you would make. And we also have free upgradation for every certification or technology changes, which means cloud is a very evolving technology. And AWS makes modifications to the services and the certification every 6 to 12 months of period. If that happens in the near future, Intellipaat would upgrade the materials and the content and you will automatically get the self-paced access for it. And you can sit in the live lectures also and take up the training for the upgraded part without any additional costing. So these are the privileges, and the preferred mode of learning is online classroom training, which means you have both the options here. Either you can attend all the 36 hours of live lectures and complete the training, or else simply go through the self-paced access of the entire program and complete the training. Both the options will be made available to you. And one-on-one doubt resolution, you have 24/7 support. If you are going through an online learning, it's important for you to have a support. So when you're stuck somewhere while revising the concepts, you can reach out to us, let it be day or night, or even if it is weekend or weekday, it's not a problem. We are available 24/7. You just have to reach out to a team and provide your query or whatever concern you have, and our technical team or our support team would get in touch with you and resolve it. So this is 24/7. There is job support and assistance as well. You'll also be getting the job assistance once you complete the training, where we start training you for the interviews and prepare you, provide the technical interview questions and materials for you, conduct mock interviews. And if you have an existing resume, we'll prepare your resume also, and then update your profile, mention all the projects, everything what you have worked on, and also give you support with the interviews. Minimum 3 interviews will be provided from our end. So yes, Mr. Prabhu, job assistance in US is also there. We have many students from many locations, almost 30 plus countries we have connected. And we are also, I mean, we also have an office in US and UK as well. We have many students from US and many participants. So job support is there in US too. You'll be getting the assistance for the same. I hope that's. And you can see the training cost. So it's 22,000 plus GST. You can purchase the course on the website or simply inquire on the website to get guidance and support for the purchase. And we have discounts and offers. So we have batches starting tomorrow. You can get a coupon of 30% on this particular program. Apply it on the website to enroll it for a good reasonable discount. And I'll be sharing my contact details and other information. So where you can reach out to me for the discount offer or the coupons part. So that's about the AWS Solutions Architect course. This is one of the individual certification courses which Intellipaat delivers. Now, I would like to walk you through the university programs which we have. That's a superior one, and that's offered through very reputed universities in India, IITs in India. I'll be walking you through the same. And before that, if there is any doubts or queries, feel free to drop the same in the query box. I would be happy to help you out. So someone was asking about the IIT Roorkee and the Madras program as our trainer was taking the classes. So I would walk you through the same. So we have a 7 months extensive training course with IIT Roorkee, and we have a 6 months extensive training course with IIT Madras, and then we have a 9 months extensive training program from IIT Guwahati. So it depends upon your experience and qualifications and your future career motive as well. And now in terms of cloud, there is also good competition right now. Getting yourself a job in career, also investing in 6 7 months of time is very reasonable and will help you get better exposure and practical experience. So these programs would be on a very higher level comparing the certification courses what we have. So you get taught by faculties and professors from IITs as well as industry experts who are working 12, 15 plus years who are being chosen for the delivery of the program. So if you are a person who is coming from a testing background, or let's say from a automation testing background, or coming from development background, or if you're already working in DevOps, want to specialize more onto that, and if you're looking to get exposure, the IIT Madras DevOps and Cloud program can be very suitable for you. If you're someone coming, let's say, from a telecom background, there was a student coming from telecom background, or let's say from a networking background, or let's say someone who's already working in AWS want to specialize more on cloud. So going forward with the IIT Roorkee program, where it covers cloud computing and DevOps in AWS as well as DevOps, and we have Azure, we have cloud security concepts getting taught over there. All that information would be covered and delivered here. And then let's say if you have 9 months of time, if you're a highly experienced individual who want to add as much as weightage in your profile, this program is an extensive training conduct for 9 months. It has all the courses and content related to cloud, and we have other technologies also getting covered here. So we are partnered up with universities too. I'll initially walk you through the training details. I'll initially give you the overview about the IIT Roorkee program, which is a 7 months extensive training offered with this university. So now we have been delivering online certification programs, which is partnered up with IITs in India, as mentioned earlier. And we have advanced certifications in cloud computing and DevOps. This is one program offered by Roorkee. So the main motive of delivering such a program here is now in India, we have many institutes and universities offering programs, but we are trying to connect the exposure for youth and appear in classes or would not be able to get a privilege to go through a university or an institute at this efficiently being able to attend. This is one platform where you can rely on for attend the classes, and you get an academic exposure of one of the very well reputed IITs in India. They come under top 10 universities in India. IIT Roorkee itself has a very huge reputation and rankings in India. So not only that, you also get real-time exposure where not only the faculties and professors would deliver the program here, there would be also industry experts who are working 12, 15 plus years in the IT or technical domain and working in the respective subject, and who have been handpicked and chosen by the IIT faculties and professors for the delivery of the program would be offering here. And Intellipaat will also be there as a mediator, being in the learning journey for all the students, providing support, career service, assistance, and giving you materials, and all the other things will be supported here. So this is one of the advanced certifications in cloud and DevOps. And if I talk about the program details and information, this is a 7 months extensive training, and the university programs are conducted during the weekend, Saturdays and Sundays, 8 to 11 p.m. in the evening. 3 hour session on Saturday and 3 hour session on Sunday. It will be live interactive virtual classes where you will get a privilege to learn from IIT Roorkee faculties and their professors, along with the industry experts. As mentioned here, you'll be able to see in the live lectures. It's not a self-paced training, it's completely online. It will be conducted live and it's very highly interactive. Every weekend, the classes would be conducted. Apart from the live lectures, just like I said, you would have access to the self-paced materials of the program, pre-recorded video tutorials and materials and documents, which you can log in and directly access them whenever you need support. And now we have 45 plus projects and case studies and exercises here overall. So the exposure what you get from a university program in terms of projects and case studies would be on the very higher side. And to be very frank with you, if you're applying for a job in any company, let's say for cloud, one thing which matters the most is your technical experience and how strongly you're qualified to work in the industry. So being able to crack an interview would require good real-time exposure, and that's something even if you're working in a company, getting a project in cloud is very much challenging because the company will rely on someone who has a practical exposure already. So if you are struggling for the same, this program would give you the benefit. You get to work on multiple industry-based projects into different domain. We have into healthcare, banking, BPO outsourcing. We have into IT related. We have into banking related, finance, and so many others. Cloud has huge applications, and every company is managing applications and data on cloud. We have similar projects here, starting with beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And the other privilege here is you get an advanced certification from ENICT IIT Roorkee. So ENICT is, I'll introduce you about the university as well. ENICT is a direct initiative of Electronics and ICT Academy, initiative of Ministry of Education and Ministry of Information and Technology. And will also be directly supported by Government of India. It's a government initiative for providing an academic learning exposure to many students across in India who are looking to gather or gain learning exposure from universities like IITs in India. And if I talk about the achievements of IITs in India, IIT Roorkee especially, it has the sixth best engineering colleges in NIRF ranking, National Institutional Ranking Framework, which is monitored and directly authorized by Ministry of Education. And overall category, it comes under top 10. It's a very big number in India because we have thousands and thousands of colleges in every corner in India, and coming under top 10 is a major aspect. As especially in IITs, if we talk, they come under top 5 IITs in India too. And first among the IITs in QS World Ranking in 2021 under the parameter of situation. And they are third best university in India as per Higher Education World University. You can find the information here. So once you complete this 7 months extensive training, you get a privilege to have a university accredited certification. You can see the sample here. And this has the official IIT Roorkee's logo and also the EICT IIT Roorkee's logo here. And you'll have the name here. And post completion of the program, you'll be getting the certification issue. There is no need to spend another $150 or $200 for Microsoft or AWS. This is more than enough for you to have the equal weightage to have a degree or a diploma. This is going to be much more beneficial here. This is spending 1 2 years learning a general degree or a diploma in IT or in computer science. It's better you rely on some university program where you go through a technology-based training and specialize on it and get some technical exposure. So that is the main motive, and this certification is more than superior enough for you to differentiate yourself in the industry because everybody is trying to learn cloud. So being able to differentiate, having a university credential is very important here. And that's one factor. You'll be getting an IIT Roorkee certification upon completion of the training, and this is the sample. And I'll also show you more about the career services and other support you get. So we have the 24/7 support by Intellipaat here. So throughout the journey, if you have any confusion, concerns, queries, there would be dedicated managers and support team getting in touch with you, always being able to support you for your learning experience. And we have one-on-one mentor support by Intellipaat as well. And these programs are designed for working professionals and freshers, which means you don't need to quit your job or quit your education, whatever you're doing right now, to pursue it. You can parallelly do this because it's hardly a matter of 6 hours of commitment every week and extensively for 7 months. And by the 6th month itself, the placement would be started. So soft skills training, whatever you need to be prepared for the interviews and everything would be provided. And EMI facilities for the students who are having some sort of financial constraint, the department would be assisting you on the same on universities basis. So let's see the curriculum too and who can apply for the program. Anyone with a bachelor's degree having an interest to upskill themselves in cloud technologies as well as in DevOps, willing to have a career growth in this field and achieve things in cloud are most welcome here. Cloud is a reliable technology which you can count on for the next entire decade. It's not going to disappear soon. It's just a start right now. So you have good options in cloud. And anybody, even IT project managers or even developers or administrators, network engineers, or even non-IT professionals who are looking for a switch or a transition are most welcome. So these are the roles what you would be able to play or able to get once you complete the training with respect to your prior experience and other qualifications, or even starting a journey freshly as a professional into cloud, a cloud engineer or a cloud architect entirely into designing implementations and solutions. It's not into development part of cloud. That's an add-on advantage for many individuals. So again, the skills to master, the technologies, what would be getting taught, the tools are also mentioned here. Various tools are there. Few examples are provided below. And these are the instructed details what has been provided. So as I told you, it has a very collaborative learning approach. 50% of the training will be delivered by IIT Roorkee faculties and professors. And the remaining 50% of the delivery would be directly from industry experts who are handpicked by the respective IIT team for the delivery of the program. We have the profile information of these faculties here. If you click on the profile photo, you'll be redirected to the next page where you can see the information. You'll be able to see the profile details, the biography of the professors, and all the other information would be mentioned here. Mr. Prabhu has a question. Are we going to see the basics of AWS now? I don't understand. If we can rephrase that, that would be great. Do you want me to walk you through the curriculum? I'm here to give you an overview about all the cloud programs which we deliver. I mean, the 2, 3 programs which we offer, and to understand what Intellipaat does. So on that basis, so we had the complete cloud in AWS protection, all the career part details delivered by a trainer. So yeah, now we have the program curriculum here. So it starts with the basics and introduction to the preparatory sessions on Linux and Python. And yeah, so we will be having the complete fundamentals getting taught here. So you'll have the introduction to cloud. So it's always good to understand some basics of Linux and Python scripting. So in any technology, not only in cloud, so that part will be getting taught, whatever necessities are there, and then we'll introduce it to the complete basic introduction to cloud and historic development of cloud, and whatever other involvements are there, cluster computing, mainframe technologies, and other things will be getting taught here. And we have parallel computing, distributed computing, interoperability, and service monitoring. These things are on what basis a cloud is being built on. Let's say if AWS was built in the year 2002 or 2006, on what motive or what all aspects did they consider? So those things will be getting taught here. So you learn of the complete root of what is cloud technology. And the other benefit is you also get prepared for certifications like AWS Solutions Architect Associate. And we have the DevOps tools getting taught here, despite being whatever qualifications you're coming from. For a career in cloud will always require you to have knowledge about at least 2 or 3 DevOps tools like Jenkins or Kubernetes or Docker, Ansible, Puppet. Terraform is very important. So every company deploys infrastructure with Terraform. So it's very important and very easy to understand. DevOps is not about developing or programming or coding. DevOps is all about automating. So we have understanding about DevOps here. And we have concepts like cloud security getting covered because it's an advanced certification. So we not only talk about cloud, we also talk about how to integrate other technologies on cloud. So we have security, we have big data technologies, we have IoT, we have data engineering, ETL, and other things here. These are the curriculum information which you'll be able to see. And we have the virtualization concepts. Cloud is all about virtualization. So we have VM applications, we have container lifecycle. People coming from VMware or people coming from virtualization would have a good understanding of these things. We'll be getting it taught in a detailed fashion. And then we have the overview of cloud platforms and big data systems. So OpenStack, Google App Engine, MapReduce, and other things will be getting covered. And emerging technologies like IoT, edge computing, virtual network functions, mist computing, or we have green cloud. These are things which is emerging and it's very new. You don't get a training content or a course on this. That would also be getting taught. We also have Azure getting taught here. So there are many companies relying on multiple cloud. And if you are applying for a job in the industry, you cannot be sure that if it is the company is going to be working on AWS or Azure. It's very much recommended that at least you have knowledge about AWS and Azure together, so you become capable to work on more projects and get more exposure while applying for a job. We have both Azure Administrator for AZ-104 as well as Azure Solutions Architect, which is design and architecting technologies getting covered here. So Azure has a different certification path. It's recommended that you go through admin for AZ-104 first and then eventually get into designing. It's better for learning experience. And then we have data engineering Azure. So this is entirely about Azure Databricks, Azure Data Factory, data pipelines, completely about ETL and data visualization and data engineering aspects on Azure. People coming from ETL or testing or data engineers, big data professionals are very much suitable to get a project in Azure data engineering. It has good career options too. And then we have AWS DevOps integration, the complete the integration of DevOps tools on cloud, whatever AWS DevOps services are there. So there are 18 modules here. The module 1 to module 17, all of them are live interactive virtual classes with self-paced, and the final module 18 is only self-paced for Azure DevOps, which is provided as a complimentary. So this is the curriculum and content. It's very highly extensive. So being able to have these many knowledges, and if you have the real-time exposure, you can see the project works too. We have projects from beginner, intermediate, and advanced level into different domains and different technologies. So it'll give you real-time experience, 45 plus projects equivalent to more than 1.5 years of experience in cloud, qualifying you to clear any interview. Yes, Miss Lara, you will be getting the recordings. You'll have the videos uploaded on the YouTube channel after completion of the session within the next 6-12 hours. So you'll be able to view them once again. So these are the projects mentioned here. Again, you can see information about our students who have had a career transition. Not only IT professionals, we have non-IT professionals coming from customer support executive transition to be a cloud architect associate. You can click on the Hear My Story and view the details too. So apart from this, you'll also be able to see other information of the other students here. And average hike, what you can expect is 59%, 40 LPA to be the highest in our particular institute. And you can see 700 plus career transitions and 400 plus hiring managers, which we are partnered up with. I'll show you the career services as well. We already discussed about the peer learning portal. Again, you'll be able to get access to the same here. And we have career services by Intellipaat. So 3 interviews are minimum guaranteed from our side after completion of the training, after 80% once completed. And we have tied with 400 plus hiring partners. So we will schedule interviews based on your educational background and your other qualifications with respect to your current CTC and your profile. And we also have exclusive access to an Intellipaat job portal where you would be having lifetime access to the premium portal, and you can apply for jobs at any point of time in the future whenever you have a requirement. And we will train you properly for the interviews, preparing you with the interview materials and giving you the feedbacks based on your performance on the mock interviews. You can align 2, 3, or even 15 mock interviews until you're confident. And then we will also have one-on-one career mentoring sessions with the industry experts who would be giving you a roadmap to start your career in cloud from your educational background or whatever past experience you have and based on your future career goal. And to circulate your resume and market your resume, you would have to have a resume, and we'll ask you to submit to us. If you don't have a resume, we'll help you create a world-class resume. Our team would be assisting you for the same. And we'll also have orientation sessions conducted, and we'll also build you with the LinkedIn profile, and then further help you schedule the interviews and arrange the interviews for you. So minimum 3 interviews are guaranteed, and the placement drive would start by the 6th month or by the 6.5 months by the end of the last month starting. So these are the career services of the program, and we have alumni from different MNCs and corporates here. And it's very simple for the admission process. You would have to formally fill in the application by clicking on apply now, and then you can immediately fill in the details, and one of the advisors from Intellipaat would reach out to you. If you need support from my side, you can directly reach out to me. I'll be sharing my email address and contact details by the end of the session, and you can directly connect me with me for the training information of the programs. So we have the admission fees here. So the total charges of this program is 99,000 plus taxes. And the deadline for the program is 19th of March. We also have a batch scheduled in the coming 19th of March. The induction as well as the regular classes, 8 p.m. and Saturday and Sunday 8 to 11 p.m. would be the class timings. So you can reach out to us if you have any sort of requirement. I'll be sharing my details also here. So yeah, these are the program information. So we do have other programs. We can discuss more on the same. So you are most welcome to reach out to us and inquire for the same. So I'll be just sharing my contact details here, which you can note it down. If at all you have any queries or concerns, I'll be more than happy to connect with the respective team and my advisors. So I'll put out my name here. I'll put out my email address. You can drop me an email with your contact information and your training requirement. And this would be my number. You can either communicate with me on WhatsApp, or you can directly drop me an SMS or give me a call. And if you can drop me a WhatsApp message or just drop me an SMS, that would also be fine. So this is my details. If there is any sort of information required, or if any requirement you have for a training in cloud, feel free to approach us. Either you can inquire directly on the website or reach out to me on the number. You can directly drop an inquiry on the chat box here. And I hope you all enjoyed the session. If there is any doubts or queries, feel free to connect with us. I'll be winding up for now. Thank you so much for your time and look forward to connecting with you all in the future. I hope my screen is visible for the contact information. Okay, all right, great. Thank you for confirming, Aditya. And thank you so much for your time. I'll be winding up now.